Yo, what's going down, Commanders? There's one thing I just want to go through on this it's just worrying me a little bit, and it seems like another Kixeye trick that you're going to try to pull. Other than that, guys, if you like these sort of videos, give it a thumbs up or the thumbs down. But I'm going to read through it, and we'll get to the point where I want to discuss for a little while what I think is going to happen anyway. So Operation Infernal Machinations, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is posted by Kixeye Drake. Again, the artwork's off the hook. Starts November the 3rd today, 10 AM PDT, 1700 hours GMT. We will be live for that as well. Ends November 9th at 10 AM PDT. I think that will be 1800 hours GMT, back to normal times. Store closes November 10th, again 1800 hours GMT. Featuring the factionist unique unit, the Rhino X. The Rhino X Gold Tech Darmal armor, Buster Comms and Cluster Bombs Gold Tech for the Perseus, and Mega Perseus parts like normal. Last event, I believe. Janissary Thrash War Paints, I wouldn't even bother with them. Rhino X Factionist Unique Tech 3 and 4 Howitzer and Ribolt. I hope I'm pronouncing that one right. Right, this is the stats for the Rhino X. I nearly forgot what it was called. It's a Generation 5 Factionist Unique Type Heavy Vehicle. Weapon Machine Gun. Also deals melee damage. I don't know why it says machine gun. There is no machine gun on that, unless this is a very large machine gun. Who knows? Target's grand. Damage type sustained. Size is 500. Health points at level 1 is 1,484,000. Health points at max level is 2,250,000. DPS at level 1 is 131,000. DPS at max level is 200,000. Max speed is 2.5. Max range is 500. Talent at level 10, 10% damage reduction from all sources. Level 11 talent adds an AA weapon with target tracking. I guarantee this isn't going to change. They're not going to, once it gets to level 11, I hope it does, it ain't going to have a secondary weapon. This is the one I want to talk about, is the level 20 up to 2,500 flat damage reduction. And there's two of these. There's one with a gold tech and there's one with this. Now, one or two things are going to happen. It's going to come out and it's going to work as intended, or it's going to come out like what the fighter company was, and it's going to be broken. We're going to rip through braces so easily, and what that's going to do in turn is make people coin the unit up to max level in the hopes that they've got some superior weapon against everyone. And what will happen as a rule with Kixeye, once the coin stops rolling in for a particular unit, it's going to... what will happen first is Drake come out and say it's working as intended, and then what will happen, the coins will dry out for that unit, and then Kixeye will put a nerf out and say they haven't touched the unit. This is what I want everyone to be aware of. Again, it's entirely up to everyone in the game how much money they spend in the game, but don't jump. My philosophy is don't jump on the bandwagon for a unit that you may be going to get free, maybe a month's use out of, before Kixeye then turn the cog and it's, oh, we didn't touch the unit, it's now working out how it's intended, and blah blah blah, that normal tripe we get off them. That's all I'm saying, is just be careful with this flat damage reduction, because it's 5 times stronger than what the fighter company was or is. And I would just be wary. If you do coin it, good luck to you. But if you do coin it and then all of a sudden it gets the power goes from the unit all of a sudden overnight, you've only really got yourself to blame, because you're basically punching yourself in the dick and expecting a different result every time. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. That's the only reason I'm doing this video this morning, is because of that flat damage that Kixeye keep putting into the game, and it seems to be broken every single time they do it. Fingers crossed it's going to be working as intended. Fingers crossed it's going to make the unit good, and fingers crossed Kixeye don't just fucking screw us over again like they did with the fighter company. Anyway, description: looking past the giant metal wall, and you will find a lumbering beast, the battlefield centerpiece. The Rhino X has been the kingpin of many assaults. I'd like to know what assaults the Rhino X has been in, because we as players have never seen the Rhino X, so there must be another dimension where these units go into the battlefield and they're used, and then all of a sudden they appear in our dimension, because it's definitely not in War Commander. Earn the Rhino X in the event store after earning all 4 pieces of its required tech. Like normal, You buy the 4 pieces of the tech. Everyone keeps asking the same question every single event. What's this tech do? What's that tech do? Generally, as a rule of thumb, if you don't understand what the tech is, it's for a unit that's an X or a Y or a Z or whatever Kixeye call them at the time, and you have to get so many parts of that tech. Then you'll get the unit for 1 XP in the gear store or the prize store. Then you'll get a gold tech, as a rule. It's not hard to work out. Right, the sector is literally on fire. Matuto is metaphorically on fire. Will you let it consume you? I've read this before, but I'll read it again. Fuck it. In Operation Infernal Machinations, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I don't really care. Commanders will be faced with the mission track, the challenge base track, earn huge amounts of XP, and unlock the bonus challenge base for your chance at a huge XP payout. These events use the event XP to purchase prizes in the store. Faction is unique. With this event cycle, the faction is unique. The Rhino X and in Operation Infernal Machinations, you can earn the 3rd and 4th pieces of tech for the next faction is unique unit, the Howitzer and the Revolt. And there is absolutely no information whatsoever to go with this tech or the previous techs that we bought. So we're buying into something that we don't fucking know what it does. Alright, we know what the unit is, but we don't know what the four tech, these 2 techs and the 2 previous techs do. It would have been nice to Kixeye to give us a little bit of a heads up on what they did, what they was bringing to the unit, but no, they can't be bothered. It looks lazy to me. Led by the mysterious General Matuto, the Eastern Horde combines the love of fire, I nearly said warfare there, with the brutality of pre-war technology and guerrilla tactics. This looks like a boss to me. Yeah, it is. Matuto pilots Blood Thorium modifier Pyromantis into the battlefield. Through the power of thorium, his abilities are strengthened so much so that he can teleport reinforcements into the battlefield. Jesus fucking Christ. My biggest problem with this bullshit where Matuto is after thorium is, I know it's a stupid thing and it probably doesn't matter in the long run, but when you hit the bases we literally get no thorium. Well, the geezer should be, the Matuto, the bloke should be stockpiling bundles of thorium. Every base should pay out some, you know, especially if it's part of his narrative, it's part of his story. It should be paying out thorium as well when you hit a base. But again, a Kixeye oversight where they don't really care. Rewards and trophies. I'm not going to read the rewards out because they barely change. I might read the last part. But the trophy, once again, looks very, very low sitting. Not going to be able to hide much behind it. But we're all going to get it anyway. Right. The last part is the gold catch. Electromagnetic gold tech ×2 for each faction. So you can earn the gold tech. I don't know if it's for faction series. No, it's I don't know if it's series 1, series 2 you get. Oh, we are. Depleted uranium unit catch. Crucible, Abraham, Phobos, plus a build logistics ×1. So that's probably the tech for them. Which, yeah, they're out of date units now. Event store. New to the event store. You've got the Howitzer, Rhino X required tech 900,000. Raybolt, Rhino X required tech 900,000. Thermal armor, Rhino X gold tech. That's after you've bought the 4 techs if you haven't bought the first 2. So there's 4 techs to buy, 2 in this event, 2 from previous events. And then you unlock the Rhino X, then you can buy the gold tech. Then you've got Rhino X upgrade logistics cap of 5, 325,000. Rhino X elite parts, 5 needed for the elite levels, 1,150,000. You've got cluster bombs Perseus gold tech, 1,050,000. Cluster bombs Perseus gold tech, Buster Commons, sorry, I read the same thing out twice. Buster Commons Perseus gold tech, 1,050,000. Janissy Thrash war paints, I wouldn't even bother, 325,000 each. The only reason I'd bother is when you come to the end of the event and you've got a little bit left over, maybe spend them on them. And then you've got the Perseus parts, Perseus elite parts and elite parts ×4, same valuation. It doesn't look like there's much in this event. It looks very, very cheap event to do. By the looks of it, it's going to be, we discussed this about 20 minutes ago in the actual hangouts. It looks about 15 million total. That's including Janissary upgrade logistics. It's not including the build logistics. About 15 mil. It looks like we're going to need to complete this event. I wouldn't be surprised if, well, they'd be dumb if they didn't throw in some, especially the Nox. I think the Nox needs to be kept in this store for this the Nox elite parts, the Nox upgrade logistics as well, to make the event more appealing to a wider variety of players. It would be stupid if Kixeye didn't keep them in this store, because a lot of people missed out on the Nox because of the way Kixeye structured the last event. This is the dermal armour, which is the gold tech for the Rhino X, and it's another 2,500 damage reduction. So it's a total of 5,000 damage reduction, which is going to probably be broken the fuck. Genesee Thrash War Paints looks absolutely ridiculous and stupid. I don't know why Kixeye keep on doing it, but it's called filler. That's all it's called. Usually at Lose It will only be 24 hours long. Please be sure to redeem your prizes by 10 AM PST on Thursday, November 10th. Sector gold bases. I'm not going to read this out because everyone knows what it is. I'm going to go to the tech for this to be for the Perseus. So cluster bombs. Fires a cluster bomb at vehicles. Originally they said vehicles and buildings, but now they've changed it just to vehicles. Slot high impact audience, rarity gold, event XP 1,050,000. And then the cluster bomb comms effects does 20% more damage to air units. This has changed as well. The actual description for this has changed. Slot high impact audience, rarity gold, event XP 1,050,000. And that is the event in a nutshell. All I'm going to say again, I'm going to reiterate what I said, is be careful with this Rhino X, because it looks like the next, to me it looks like what we had with it, there it is, with the fighter company, and a lot of people spent a lot of coin on it to throw some levels at this unit, and it turned out that Kixeye was lying about how it was intended to work as it was, and then all of a sudden it nerfed, and then they denied it was nerfed, and everyone's got the proof. Everyone knows how the unit works. We're being accused of liars, like 40,000 players are being accused of lying, and Kixeye just blatantly fucking taking the piss out of us at that point. So be careful with your coin with this. I'm not saying don't coin it. I'm saying if you do coin it, understand that if it is broken, and even if Drake comes out and said this is intended, there's a big massive chance that Kixeye's going to fuck us over. And that's it's just a running joke that we have to deal with Kixeye these days. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoy the event. We will be live on, it'll be 1700 hours GMT tonight for the live event show. Hope to see you there. Hope you enjoy yourself, and I hope you have a great event. See you later, guys. Bye bye.